Hello, everybody. I'm sorry I'm a little late. Facebook changed things a little bit and I had to go find the stream key. But anyways, welcome to Monday Simply Stampin' in the Meadow. I am Verna Mullen. I'm trying to hide that glare so it doesn't bother you. Um, I'm coming to you from my studio, which is in a meadow on a farm in Western New York State. And it is Monday, October 10th, 2022. I have some beautiful cards I want to share with you tonight. They are unique and are using the Piece to You stamp set. So welcome. And hi, Mom. Hope you've had a good day. I don't think I've talked to you today. So anyways, I want to tell you quickly a few things. This is a great time to join Stampin' Up! I would love to have you on my team. um, it, they are offering, you can get $155 worth of product for just $99 plus free shipping. And you get a paper pumpkin and lots of goodies. So this is good until October 31st, and it's a great deal. If you just want to be a hobby demo and just get your products at a discount, now is a great time to join. Ma. And also, this is the time you can sign up for October Sweet Notes Card Club, and it features a beautiful snowflake vellum stamp, or excuse me, paper. And what is the name of that stamp set? Hope and Peace stamp set, and a fun fold card. And you make 8 cards, to each of 4 different designs. And you get priority shipping, a free PDF tutorial, and a video tutorial, and $24 worth of products. I'll show you what those are. You're getting a packet of the beautiful vellum snowflakes. Whole packet of those. You're getting a packet of the beautiful vellum snowflake designer series paper, and I'm sorry about the glare. This is really beautiful paper. And a package of the coolest gems in the world. They really are neat. If I can find them here. And I think they fell on the floor. Well, I'll show them to you in a minute. And these are the cards that we're making. There's that one. There's this gorgeous card. I don't know. This is fresh freesia. It doesn't really show up well on the screen. There's this one is the fun fold. And you're also getting 2 yards of this beautiful ribbon. If you're interested in that, let me know. The last day to sign up is the 12th, and it's a lot of fun. So that is just a beautiful card kit this month. What else do I need? Oh, Stampin' in the Valley is our in-person stamping event, and that is this Saturday, October 15th, from 1 to 4 at the Canisteo American Legion in the banquet room. And it's going to be another fun event. We're working on Christmas cards, getting them started. Make 6 cards, 3 different designs, 2 of each. And it is free with a $25 purchase or $20. So that's this Saturday from 1 to 4. If you're planning on coming, let me know, and I will add you to my list and make sure I've got kits cut for you. Let's see. Hello, Margaret. Thank you for sharing. If you comment and share, you'll be put into a drawing for a goodie, packet of goodies. And this week's winner is Jerry Darley. And Jerry, if you can contact me, maybe you're coming Saturday and I can give you them to you then. This week we're going to put in, if you put in comment and share, it's for this package of the black matte dots. I use them a lot. So, all right, let's turn down and take a look at the cards we're going to make. And I'm going to switch the view here to the project view. And okay. All right, I'm going to switch it back to my face view just a minute. I've got to change the phone setting. For some reason, it's not going this sideways like it should. So hang on just a minute. What else is going on? Grandchildren went hunting and caught some beautiful bucks. It was youth hunt this week, and they were excited about that. Okay, there we go. Let's see if this is right now. I'm going to try it again here. We'll go to the project view. There we go. So tonight we're going to do this pop-out card. And this is inspiration from Lisa Curcio. She has a great YouTube video on this, and hers are a little bit different than mine, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute. And we're also going to make this card with layered paper strips. And again, we're using the Piece to You at Christmas stamp set. This is the the current host code to use if you shop with me this week. If you purchase $35 worth of materials from me this week, I will send you the packet to make these cards. You have to use this host code at checkout when you shop with me. And everything will be pre-cut and die cut for you. This circle won't be because you have to do that after you layer on the DSP, but everything else will be. If you're on here, and say hi and tell me where you're from. I always love to find out where people are from. And I'm just attaching another light to my phone to see if it helps with the shadow. I think it'll help a little bit. Okay, so we're going to start with the card that's made with the layering strips, and we have a piece of cardstock, the thick basic white, that is 4¼ by 11. It's scored at 5½. And before we start with that, we're going to use this piece right here, which is 5¼ by 4, and we're just going to start layering strips of color cardstock on it. And you could go straight. I'm going to go sideways. And I'm using our multi-purpose liquid glue, the Tombow glue. I have mine in this small holder because I like the way it handles better and it comes out just a little bit at a time. I'm grabbing my silicone sheet. The glue won't stick to this sheet. It's a great tool to have. And then you won't get your area all dirty. So we're going to start layering, and we're going to start with the back of this. This is Starry Sky, and I'm using Starry Sky, Balmy Blue, and Orchid Oasis. Had to stop and think there a minute. And your strips will hang over the edge like this. I'm going to go from dark to light. And you want to leave a little bit of space in between, a little bit of white cardstock showing. We're going to layer that on there. This is a really cool and inexpensive way to make your own designer series paper and use up strips of cardstock. You could use designer series paper like I just said. If you have something that's not too wild or doesn't have too huge of a print in it. All right, and then we're going to repeat. We're going to do the Starry Sky and the Balmy Blue. And one thing you want to watch for is that it goes over the edge on both sides of your card base that you're adding the strips to. You want to make sure the whole thing is covered. Oh, we don't want that. That's the same color. We want Orchid Oasis here. We'll put that on there like that. And you just want to make sure these are parallel and about the same distance from each other. I'm just going to tear some of this off. And this is the Balmy Blue. And we're going to go way up even to the end there. And so this is a starry sky. And you'll see I'm not putting glue on the very ends, just because I don't want my scissors to get all messy. I mean, they will get some glue on them. Okay, now I'm going to start going this way. So I want to go with the Balmy Blue would be next. Balmy or balmy? It's probably really balmy, but who says it that way? And then Orchid Oasis. If this feels a little bit like quilting. All right, and we need Starry Sky. And we'll go down like that. We're back to Balmy Blue. I wondered if it's supposed to frost tonight because the sky is pretty clear out there. It was beautiful before the sun went down, but boy, it was cold. And I think the trees are just about at the height of their color. And we want a starry sky right here. That looks thin to me for some reason. This can go on here like this. And I do have a free PDF with the measurements and pictures on it. And there'll be a link to that to get to that over on my blog. We just want a little bit on the end here. Okay, so we've got our hodgepodge of strips. Now we're going to turn this over and we're going to cut those ends off. And I'm going to use a piece of longer scissors. I don't want to use my good paper snips for this. All right, so we're going to turn this over and you can see I'm just going to wipe this off. I might have to go back over, wipe it again. Now, if you let glue dry on that, it'll just brush off. And I'm just going to wipe this a little bit where it is on the edges, very lightly, because I don't want my papers, my cardstock to get wet or very wet. And I'm just going to go right along the edge with these and cut off these pieces that are hanging over. And I'll go back and cut that down a little more. And this is really fun to do because you can use all different kinds of color schemes to do it. It'd even be pretty with like just two colors instead of three, or even one with white would be pretty. We'll just do this side right here. If you're watching, say hi. Let us know you're there. It's always fun to say hi and see where you're from. All right, let's get rid of these pieces. We'll get them out of the way here. All right, so this is what our front looks like now. Isn't that cool? I really like that. And we're gonna stamp our image, and I'm using the nativity image from Piece to You. Let me show you the stamp set. This is the Piece to You stamp set. The nativity, and there's the church, and there's some different sentiments here. I love the font and that. And I'm going to use my Stamparatus, and I've already got the cardstock in there. The reason I want to use a Stamparatus is because this is a pretty solid image that you're going to stamp, and usually you have to stamp it up more than once to get that whole thing covered good. Move this down a little. And the Stamparatus is a great tool because you can stamp and restamp the image in the same exact place because the magnets hold it down. I don't know if you can see, but there's like a little line going across here. So we want to restamp. See if we can make the image a little darker. There, that looks great. I'll hold it up so you can see it. And that's with Starry Sky. I've already cut one out for you. I'm going to grab that right here, and I just went up along and left about the same amount of white edging all the way around. And I'm going to add dimensionals to the back of this. Thank you, Margaret. Lots of dimensionals. You can, Stampin' Up! Has a foam sheet, and that would probably be easier to use when you need this many. Oh, I found the gems. These are the gems that are coming in the class. The adhesive back sequins and gems. Aren't they beautiful? They're silver, and this looks like, let's say pool party, but maybe it's darker, and it looks like fresh freesia. So I knew they were here somewhere, lurking in the pile of supplies. And this take your pick tool, it's easy to pick up the backs of these dimensionals. It goes a little faster for me than if I finger pick them all off. All right, and I'm just going to center this. I have to stand up and that looks about right. And I have a piece of balmy blue here. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment. I'm going to stamp the light of the world and starry sky. And then I'm going to punch that out with a double oval punch. We'll center that right in there. And I don't want the larger background one, it's too big. Yeah, I just want the smaller one. And again, we'll use dimensionals. And center that. And now we're going to add some adhesive to the back, our Tomo glue. This card, actually, I made it for a challenge. This is how I got the idea for it. It's not my original idea. And I'm looking for my piece of cardstock that I had over here. Oh, here it is. Almost right in front of me. Okay. Isn't that pretty? The light of the world. And then we won't do the inside tonight, but you can do the inside piece of that. You could even do this on the envelope flap. That would be cool. Okay, so that's the first card. I'm going to close this up. And this is the second card, using that same stamp set with the church image. And this is a pop-out front card. And this idea is from Lisa Curcio. And she has a YouTube video about it. She did not do an image on the inside. She just had designer series paper, which is, I didn't have like designer series paper with a lot of pictures in it, like seasonal to use. So I wanted to make an image on the inside. And so that's what I did. So I'll show you how to make this. And we're going to use Pool Party for this one. We're going to start, and again, the measurements will be they're on my blog, and I'll have a link to my blog. So you can go there and get the measurements and the PDF. It's not a regular tutorial, but it has pictures and the measurements and the supplies, so you can shop and purchase the supplies if you like the card. I'm just wiping off my other stamp here. I want to get that ink off it before it gets set on it. Okay. Does anybody else have this stamp set? Peace to You is the name of it. And this is the one we're going to use now, the church image. I'll set that aside right there. All right, so this is the pop-out section, and we're going to do some scoring on this. I'll grab my trimmer. Yeah, you'll have to look at Lisa's cards. They're beautiful that she did. All right, so we're going to score it at 1/2 inch, and this is 1/2 inch here. And this lighter blade is the scoring blade. Margaret, you do? Yeah, I think it's so pretty. We're going to score it at 1 1/4. We're going to score it at 2. 2 3/4. I'm going to pull the arm out. We're going to go down to 6 3/4. Here's 6. We're going to go to 3/4, 6 3/4. 7 1/2. And what's nice about this card too is that it will fit in the medium envelopes and you can mail it. 8 1/4. And 9. So there are 8, I believe there's 8 scoring lines on this, right? And we'll put our trimmer down. So we have a piece of the designer series paper, or I'm using the snowflake vellum, and this goes in the center here. And this is going to be on the front of the card. And I'm using this little piece here with the snowflakes. And I'm going to adhere it on there now. I'm trying to think. When you do this with your glue, because glue shows through the vellum, even if it's on the back, I'm going to put it where the white spots of snowflakes are. Okay, just along the edges. That way it won't show. Okay. And then it's centered it goes in this large space right here, center. And be careful with the vellum because it will slide easily like that. All right. Now I'm going to take the largest layering circle die. And if you don't have the layering circle dies, this is a set you may want to get. It's all different sizes of layering circles. And some of them, well, there's one that goes in my stylish stitch shapes. That one does too. Wow. Okay, so the layering circles either have the scalloped edge or they're straight. And I'm using straight edges. I'll show you a card that I use the scalloped edge on in a little bit. So this is a set that you would want to buy and you would get a lot of use out of it. I use it all the time. And I'm going to put it there and run it through my die cutting machine. So I've already done that. And voila, except I use silver. So instead of the white snowflake piece, but it doesn't matter. We'll make another one out of that one. All right, so we have our scored sides and we have the center with a circle cut out. Hey, Teresa. Nice to have you here. So we're going to turn this over and we're going to put a little bit of adhesive sheet, window sheet on the back here. We're going to come back to this circle in a minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm just taking my Stampin' Seal Plus and I'm on the corners, I'm going to put adhesive. If it doesn't go, what you can do is run it on the end of a piece of tape you already did. It will get it started. And we're going to go all the way around. Whoops. Well, hopefully it will. There, and you can always take your finger and do what I'm doing too. There. And I want to put a little bit right here. Okay. Now we have a piece of window sheet that's, I think it's 3.5 by 3.5, but again, it will be in the PDF. And we're going to put this centered on here, and you will see that some of my adhesive is sticking out a little bit right here. So what I'm going to do for that is I can either take my adhesive eraser and get that off there, or I'm going to take my embossing folder or embossing powder bag, this little guy right here that comes in our embossing toolkit. I'm just going to tap that on there, and that powder will keep that from being sticky. I got a little bit on the window sheet, so just be careful of that, okay? So that powder will keep that from being sticky. Now let's turn this back over, and we're going to add a frame around here, around this. So what I did was this is the circle I already used to cut out my window here. Oh, that's a good idea too, Margaret, to use the silicone mat to get it going. And what I did was I took a piece of Pool Party cardstock to make our frame, and I used the same large circle that I used to make that circle cut, and I went to a smaller circle. You can decide how wide you want this to be. I ran this through the die cutting machine, and voila, I have this right here, okay? And what we're going to do is just glue. We're going to put a glue on the back of this, and we're going to set it in there, right in that opening, just like that, to make a nice frame. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do our folding here. And you just want to, I'm going to fold them first, and then I'm going to take my bone folder and, in fact, I'll do that right now. Give them a good burnish. So we're going to burnish this one. There's 4 folds on each side. This one. And this one. And there's then this one here. And I'm going to gently fold these. Then I'm going to take my bone folder and burnish each one. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make the mechanism to make the pop out on this card. So our adhesive is going to go, we're going to turn this right side up. Our adhesive is going to go right along that thin 1/4 inch strip. All right, so I'm going to bring this back in here. I'm going to get my Seal Plus and go right down along there. And I'm just going to fold this in where it went out. You know what? I've got a wrong measurement on this. This has got to be, I went 1/4 inch instead of 1/2 inch. I said the right measurements, but I scored it wrong. So I want to go 1/2 inch there. All right. So this is going to fold like this. And I'm going to come back in, get my adhesive all the way down along there. And then my adhesive on this flap here. Just like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in. Let me turn it this way so you can see it. I don't know if you can see the folds okay. Here's the first fold right here. Here's the second fold. We're going to fold this over on the second fold like that. And then we're just going to fold this whole thing in like this. And that will make that little 1/2 inch strip stick on the inside, so we have this mechanism right here. Okay, so here's our other end. We're going to go the second fold and fold this over, and then we're going to fold this whole thing over towards the center like that, and give it a good rub so it sticks. And here is our little front that's going to stand up. Okay, so let's do the back part now, or the card base rather. So we have a piece of Pool Party that is 5.5 by 4 1/4. We have a piece of Designer Series paper or vellum that is 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm putting adhesive, oops, just where the white snowflake pattern is to hold that down. Because if I put it all along the edges, it's going to show where I've put it. Where this way it will hide it. This vellum snowflake paper is so pretty. I'll put a link too for my October Sweet Notes card class if you're interested in signing up for that, because this is in that class and the cards are beautiful. This isn't going to show, so I'm just going to add a little bit to the center there, like that. And we're going to center it on this. Just like that. And the vellum does take a wee bit longer to adhere. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. Now we're going to bring in our, we're going to stamp our image. And again, you should use the Stamparatus if you have it. So you make sure you get a good solid image. I've got a piece of scrap basic white cardstock. I've got the church image, and I'm going to put that down where I want it on my cardstock. Bring this up and pick it up. And then we're going to ink this up with Pool Party. This is such a pretty image. Pretty stamp. We'll give it a good back rub. And this needs to be stamped some more. The trees and the church. The snow. All right, so there's our image. And I've already got one stamped and trimmed. So I'm going to bring that in. And that's right here. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to bring my base back in here and center this. And I want it kind of down lower than I do up higher. I'm just going to lay this over the front. Okay, so this is going to go about like this on that card. All right, I want it up a little farther. So maybe it is about halfway. Okay, so that's about where I want it. And I'm going to use Seal Plus on the back of this because it's on the vellum. I'm just going to lay it there lightly and make sure, nope, it's got to go this way a little bit. Okay, so I think that's about right. And press that down. Okay. So now we're gonna add this to our front. This is our front here. Okay, so this is the back of this mechanism, and these can fold flat like this either way. That's why it will fit in the envelope. So I'm going to fold this. Let me mark on this so you can see. Let me grab a pen. All right, so this is where we're going to ink up, or we're going to use our adhesive, and this panel right here. All right, so two on the very back when it's like this. So I'm going to fold this down, and I'm going to run my Seal Plus on this, just like this. I'm going to fold this one down and do the same thing. And you want to make sure you get your adhesive all the way to the top and the bottom because you want it to adhere good. All right. So this is how this is. We've got our adhesive on there. For this side of the card, you're going to take this and press it in like this. And you're going to line this edge right up to the very end of the base. All right, so I'm going to line this up just like this and press. You want to watch that you're not letting this stick yet. Okay, so we've got that on there just like that. For this side, See, this side we want to go and line this up. It's not right. This side, you want to hold it like this, and you want to line it up. I'm just gently pushing it like that, okay? So now I can push down on it, and we've got our card basically put together. Isn't that pretty? All right, so let's decorate the outside a little bit. We're gonna stamp, this is Peace to You at Christmas. Well, let's do our back part card of the card first. And this is a snowflake from Season of Chic. And I'm just gonna stamp it so it's coming off my card base. This is the for the back where you can sign. People can sign it. And I'm gonna put Peace to You at Christmas. We'll put this on the back instead of at the front. Okay. And we're going to glue this to the center to the back. You could use your glue, or you can use your seal or Seal Plus for this. All right, and there's the back of the card. Then for the front, we're going to take a little scrap piece. And I'm going to stamp Silent Night, Holy Night. On this scrap piece. Okay, and I'm going to take my scissors and just cut that. There are some nice small dies that you could use too. This is a little crooked. Let's see if I can fix it. Silent Night, Holy Night. I'm going to trim this off just a little more. And I'm going to add dimensionals on the back. Yeah, they're too big. I'll cut them in half here. Or you could use the mini dimensionals. Oh, this is Pool Party, Margaret. You could use, I almost use Tahitian Tide. It'd be pretty in that, or even another green, any soft color. All right, so we're gonna, well, I think I want it centered. All right, now I've die cut some little snowflakes from the Season of Chic. And poke them out. Sometimes I don't poke them out. I just leave them that way. Pretty that way. There's one. I think there's actually 4 snowflake dies in that set. Then there's the seashell dies and leaves. It's a beautiful set. I hope it carries over. Come on. Okay. So this one, I'm going to put a little Seal Plus on the back of it because I'm going to have a rhinestone over that. And I want it just like that. This one I'm going to use, actually I'll use a glue dot instead of the glue. And we'll put that right there on the back. Maybe. Put this one up here. And then there's another smaller one. I'll put this one right below that one like that. And then let's add some rhinestones. We'll add one big one there. Another big one here. And a smaller one for this one. And I should be using my other end here. Come on. Okay. All right, so there's that card. Silent Night, Holy Night. And again, that will fold up and go in one of our envelopes. Here's another one in Starry Sky, blue. This one has the nativity scene, and this is in Starry Sky blue. I didn't like this as well because this image doesn't go all the way over the width of the back like this one does. But these are really pretty with just designer series paper in them too. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Again, I'll put the PDF. The snowflakes are from the Season of Chic and the Chic dies. So the Chic dies are right here. And there's there's snowflakes there's one, here's a couple, and then it has the flowers and leaves and the seashells and that cool thing. So okay, have a good night, and for those of you who are coming Saturday to Stampin' in the Valley, I will see you then. Take care.